There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Make Me Believe podcast. I know, I messed it up. It's doing so
The
good.
melt me believe.
The Melt Me
The melt
Believe.
me believe.
All right, fine. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Make Me Believe podcast. Join me as I tell my wonderful, albeit kind of strange wife, some scary stories in the efforts of making her believe in the paranormal, supernatural, and frankly anything that goes bump in the night.
What's my name?
Oh, hey, my wife's name is Kaylyn. You want to say hi?
Hi.
There you go. That's
And
it.
then you, my husband Adrian, would you like to say hi?
I would like to say hi. Hello.
I have struggled a little bit on this intro.
Listen,
You didn't even call him the Campfire Crew.
I
You didn't
didn't.
invite him to join us around the campfire.
I struggle so hard with this
So-
intro. I don't know if you're a listener of this show, you know that the intro is something I struggle with so much, and it's at this point I can't just record an intro and just have it playing.
No,
No,
now it's
It's now
a challenge.
it's a challenge
Can
for
he
me.
do it on this one?
And
We're gonna get a little bored over here and say Adrian did the intro correctly one day, and then every time he gets it wrong, we'll erase it. And then it doesn't help that I stare at him.
yeah, you just stare
Yeah,
into my
just to
soul.
see how it's gonna go.
Yeah, that's
It's funny.
yeah, it's a hardcore struggle for me.
Yep.
Because I think I'm crushing it, and then you're just looking at me, you're shaking your head, and I'm like, ah, shit.
Yeah, he is. He's cute, y'all.
I am.
Anyway.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I try. How are you?
I'm actually pretty good.
Yeah?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, things at work are working out pretty good. Things at the home life are doing pretty well. We're just moving and grooving. We actually just had the kids' karate tournaments.
Yes, we did. And
Yes,
they
we were at that
did
yesterday.
freaking amazing.
Amazing. We were recording a week in advance.
Yes, and I can tell you why on this one because by the time this airs, it won't matter.
Yes.
So, but karate tournament. And then
So
we'll-
we're recording a week in advance. So by the time this airs, it'll be a week ago. But
it'll be a week from now.
yeah, it's a week from now. Whatever.
Can't be a week ago.
A week ago
Is
was the
past.
kids tournament. There you
By the
go.
time this airs.
By
Yeah.
the time this airs.
Yeah.
So
You're
it was a
so
kids
cute.
tournament, and they actually put in the work this
Yeah.
time because we've had plenty of tournaments where it's
They
pretty
did
much
not.
just
They phoned that crap in.
yeah, it's pretty much just a waste of money for us.
Oh,
But
I remember.
they finally.
I
What?
remember a tournament. I think it was the big one in October.
Mhm.
Because that one is like it was like $200 something for you to enter them in.
Yeah.
And they just phoned that entire thing in. Like they didn't practice. They didn't. Granted, they weren't with us, but
Yeah.
they didn't practice. They didn't do anything.
Nope.
The little one was like, "I just want to take a nap." Well, if you turn the video games off, you wouldn't be so tired.
Exactly.
Well, no.
No.
So he did so bad, and then he got mad because
Because he sucked.
this generation is all about participation trophies, and at these bigger tournaments, especially once you get like to an actual big tournament, not an inter-school one, you don't get a participation trophy anymore.
Yeah.
You get a trophy if you get first, second, or third.
Mhm.
And he got nothing. And he
Nothing.
was mad, and you were livid
Oh yeah.
because he wasn't kicking properly. He wasn't punching. He had no form. Like, it was terrible. And you were like, why in the did I waste all this money?
Oh, I was pissed.
Because they refused to practice. And the little one at that time would not listen to me when it came time to practice karate.
Oh yeah.
Because nobody likes me being their coach because I'm like, do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again. And I will make you do it over and over and over and over and over again
Mhm.
until it's good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just like he asked me the other day, he goes, how many times do I have to practice my weapons kata? And I said, until you get it right. And he
Mhm.
goes, what? I said, I'm not going to tell you because if I tell you one time, what if
And-
this one time's not good enough?
Yeah. So
Oh.
whatever we were practicing is like a new sword form for him.
Mhm.
He hasn't done that form in forever, so we're going by sections. And he's like, "How many times do I got to practice?" I said, well, until we get the first section down.
Yep.
Like I'm not gonna make you do the full thing, but you got to get this first section down.
Yeah.
And it took forever, but he finally got it.
Yeah.
And it looked good. And
Well,
then
he's
I
gonna
was
go
like,
back
oh
to
well,
it next
there's
week.
oh, there's like 6 sections in this, and we
Yeah.
have like 4 days until the tournament. So
Yeah.
it's like we're gonna go back to the previous
Yeah.
one.
So now he doesn't get the option anymore. Everything that he does is level 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then the older one, I'm bumping him up to level 7.
We're done with this. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
he's in the age group and the level now where everybody's doing their own thing pretty much.
Yeah, and he's also just, I don't think he can be very creative when it comes to his drawing,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't quite know how to do that with forms.
No.
And that's he one doesn't want to. Let's be honest.
He does not.
And 2, he doesn't realize that he has the ability to do that, and he wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah.
Which is why we're going to have him tell us first what his favorite moves are in both maybe his just like their general punches and kicks and stuff, like their basic curriculum, and then their katas, and then their weapons katas. What's your favorite?
Yeah.
And then Adrian's going to help him put together a weapons kata.
His own.
With some really... Now, one thing, I'm going to state it right here. I've already told you.
Say it.
One thing that I want this kid to put in any kata that he ever does is his inward crescent kick.
That's beautiful.
Because he does such... And it's so cool to watch him, because he was doing it in slow motion to show his brother.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, man, that's so cool that he can do that. Because it's a... If nobody knows what that is, you basically cross one leg over the other, and you're on flat foot on one and ball of your foot on the other, and then you bring that leg that's over top up into like an L shape.
Yeah, you bring your knee up.
And then you hop really quick while spinning your body, and the knee that was up hits the ground, the foot hits the ground, and then the other foot kicks into the air.
Yeah.
And so it's so cool to watch him do that.
If it's performed right, it's a beautiful kick, and he knows how to do it, and we're very excited for it.
He did not for a long time.
He fell so many times. It was so funny,
hilarious. But we also feel bad. But.
Yeah, but this tournament that just passed, Noah, our youngest, got first in forms.
Yeah.
He got second in sparring.
He got third.
Third in sparring?
He got a first, third, and a fourth.
First, third, and fourth. Yeah, he got third in sparring, and then he got
I thought he got fourth in sparring and third in weapons.
No. Sparring he did really good with.
Oh yeah, that's right. He kicked that kid in the eye.
Yeah, he kicked that kid in the face.
That's the only time you're happy your kid's beating up another kid.
Yeah, that was great. It was fantastic. But
so it's the funniest thing to be a full-grown adult and you're standing there on the side. Punch him, Noah!
Punch that kid in the face.
You just hear all of these parents, get him, punch him, throw a kick, something.
Yeah.
And then you get home and you're like, don't do that outside of there.
Yeah, don't do it. You don't got your headgear on. Like it's gonna hurt. Like it's funny. And then Jonah, he did really good.
He did.
But the level that he's at, he's got to make stuff his. Yeah, he's got to make stuff his own. Because if you're just doing the standard tier for where he's at, then you're not gonna win.
Yeah, well, and because he's so when you get to the advanced, which is where the oldest one is, their levels, you have was it red, brown, and then red black. And then from red black, you get stars. So every time you test, you'll get a star, and you have to have 4 stars in order to test.
Yeah.
To be able to qualify to potentially test for your black belt.
Yes.
And you have to go through a pre-black belt test before you can get there.
It's a whole process.
Like we are in for such a fun ride for the next year and a half with him.
Uh-huh.
We're going to be kind of on this black belt course with both of them really for probably the next 3 years.
Yes.
Like it's buckle down time. And so he's a 1 star.
Yeah.
So he needs 3 more stars to be able to qualify for that.
Yeah.
And everybody else that he's competing with at that same age in that same division of advanced is really, I think almost all of them had 4 stars.
Yeah. So he's competing with people that are higher level than him, and he's doing really well. He just needs to step it up just a little bit. We're super proud of him.
Oh yeah. This was one of his best tournaments.
Yes, it was.
It really was.
His sparring was phenomenal. Like if he would have listened to a couple of things and adjusted, he could have won. But
he is, yeah.
but he didn't, and it's hard to do that, in the middle of a fight.
It is. He also, both of them do this, and I don't know why. They copy whatever their opponent is doing. So if their opponent
Yes,
is
they
only
do.
throwing punches, they will only throw punches.
Yeah,
And if their opponent
it's
is
so
only
frustrating.
kicking, they only do that.
I-
And one of the kids and I'm not going to say his name just because
Yeah.
I don't know if his mom will be okay with it, but I love watching this kid, and his mom's fantastic. I love her too. But when I was watching him spar, and as soon as he got done, one of the black belts went up to him, and he was like, because he lost that round, and he goes, "Why did you stop blitzing?"
Yeah.
And the kid was, and it's really funny because this kid's apparently hilarious outside of the dojo, and his mom said that when he's in there, he's always very serious.
Uh-huh.
And she said something about one of the black belts, we say his name, Mr. Chris,
Yeah.
always tries to get this kid to laugh because he just sits there stoically. It's hilarious. And so he went up to him and he's like, well, he says, you basically told him, because you lost this match because you quit doing blitzes.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this kid, and I don't remember the kid's name anyway, but this kid, he says, you're not going to win in a kicking contest with him. This kid was a little bit taller than the other one.
Yeah.
And he had super long legs. Like, that's where his height came from. And then I saw him at one point in another fight before this one.
Mm-hmm.
This kid kicked into the air, held his leg and this kid was tall, at his like chin level,
Mm-hmm.
and then kicked again without putting his foot down. So he did 2 kicks without lowering it. So he pulled his leg up, chambered it, kicked, rechambered, and never put it down, and then kicked again.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, nope, I can see how he's not going to beat him in a kicking contest because you were on top until you quit blitzing.
Yep. You could have won.
And so what we should do with both of them, really, but especially with the older one, is we should have him watch sparring matches and say, what should he have done here? What should he have done here? And that way he can
Let's review the tapes.
He can start to analyze the fights and be like, okay, I should do this instead.
Yeah. That's what we'll do when they get back. But sorry about that.
We're so proud of him because
super proud.
He's upset because he didn't technically place.
Yeah.
So he is like, but I will be honest, I've hated going to watch them compete because they always phone it in.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to cheer on mediocrity.
Yeah.
And I've told you that.
Mm-hmm.
You go because that's you. Yeah. That is you as a parent. You are like, let's go, let's support, I love it.
Coach mode.
Yeah. I'm not, because I tried already. Because I try for the weeks leading up to it, and when all I get is pushback, I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to go and watch you because that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because you're not trying. Everybody can see you're not trying.
Mm-hmm.
But they were both pumped. They were both ready. They practiced all the time. And this one, Jonah didn't drop any of it because he does commas as his weapon. He didn't drop them. He pulled his tricks. He did everything.
Yep.
And I was actually really, really proud of them. And he was upset because he didn't place, but he did a badass job.
Yeah. Sorry. Proud
we're so excited.
Well, let's go ahead and are you ready for the spooks?
We gotta tell them why we're doing this early.
Oh, we're doing this early. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So going back, we're doing this early because
we're gonna be out of town. Luckily, this will air after we come back, so nobody can come rob our house. I'm just kidding. No, we are going to be going to Tucson, Arizona, because my grandmother, at the time of this airing, will be turning 90 years old on the 3rd of March.
Yes.
And so we are going out there for a surprise birthday party for her that will have already taken place by the time this airs. So hopefully we had a blast.
Yeah.
And we have been, my mom and I have spent countless hours at this point putting together, we're up to, these are our board numbers. We have board 1, 2, 3, 9 3/4, 4, 5, and 6.
I have no idea what you just said.
For photo boards.
Photo boards. Okay, I was like, boards? What boards?
But our boards are labeled.
See, I live here and I got confused.
Yeah. we had all of these photos of my grandmother that we were putting on these photo boards. But then my mom's looking at him and she goes, I have no pictures of you guys when you were little with Grandma. She's like, I didn't even go through my photo albums. So she had to go through her photo albums, but we had already taped down the pictures on one of the other boards that had some of that mixed in there. So I was like, we'll just have to do one in the middle. Mom's like, okay, we'll do 3.5. Well, when I went over to her house last week to help finish it up, I said, you should label this one 9 3/4.
Harry Potter reference.
And so she was trying to write 3.5 and she accidentally wrote 9. And I was like, and 3/4. And 3/4. And 3/4. So she wrote 3/4. And then she put 3.5 below it. But we have 7 boards
Damn.
of photos. I mean, that's 9 decades of life.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So, and then because there's some other photos that wouldn't print out right.
Yeah.
And so, or photos that we didn't want to take out of where they were, but I could scan in. I'm doing a video.
Yeah, you're doing
projection.
a little video.
Yeah.
Not diary, but video.
What is it called?
Collage?
No. I don't know, but we're placing. I can't think of the word at the moment, but we're doing it on the projector.
It's one of them picture shows.
And each picture is going to be on the screen for about 10 seconds. And I'm at 37 minutes.
Damn. Okay.
So we are prepping for that this week.
That's gonna be fun. that was a long. That was a lot.
I'm excited about it.
I know
That's
you
why
are.
I'm so hyped up, because I was getting exhausted from fighting with the computer today.
She was in here just yelling at the computer.
Yeah.
And singing some weird songs.
Star Wars, 99 seconds.
That's weird.
And then I went to go have some iced coffee so I could wake myself back up, which is why I'm so like right now.
Okay.
I was frustrated. Coffee, hyper.
Okay, so
You're welcome.
are you ready for the stories?
I don't know. Depends. How many stories do you have for me today?
I have 2.
Oh, sure. Are these longies? Are they medianas, or are they short ones?
One short, one medium.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't say medium.
Mediano.
No, I didn't say mediano.
Mediana.
Oh my gosh. Which one of us speaks Spanish?
Bite me. Anywho, so I got 2 stories.
Do these end properly, or am I going to be lividly mad again?
Yes. One ends properly.
Whose definition of properly? Because we got to be careful. You'll find a loophole with this.
There's always loopholes, but we'll go with it's Jeff. Jeff's definition of properly.
That's rude.
I know.
That's very rude.
I know.
I want to talk to Jeff.
What Jeff am I talking about? You'll never know.
Oh,
what?
Did you hear?
What?
America's hockey team
yes.
took gold.
America took the gold.
Whoop, whoop.
Ow.
Turn your ears down.
Okay. Oh, okay.
See how that hurt your ears?
Yeah.
That's how I feel in the vehicle when you turn the music up.
My goodness, like anything over 20 in my truck.
That's so loud.
It's so loud to her.
Oh my gosh, you need to turn that down to
barely
like
hear it.
12.
You got baby ears.
Whatever.
Anywho, okay.
So you got 2 stories, one short, one medium.
Jeez,
I told you, I had 8 ounces of iced coffee.
Uh-huh.
And I drank it. And I'm hyper now.
Okay.
I don't know why you have to hate on me like that.
Let's get on with the stories.
Rude.
Are you ready?
I'll hide all the oranges.
Don't you dare. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay.
Get my Snoopies right.
You gotta get your Snoopies. All right.
Okay. Sorry.
So this story is simply titled "A Creepy Incident." It's by Reddit user Comfortable Pension 18. Okay. It happened back in 2017. After 4 years of my grandfather's death in 2013. Unlike my mom, I never believed in ghosts or God. But after my grandfather's death, I started questioning life, and many such things happened. My maternal grandmother told me that if you ever see a ghost in dreams or feel presence of negativity around you, just go to the toilet and say whatever negative energy and wherever it may have come from shall go back thrice and flush. Come back and go to sleep. Don't say or do anything after that. Now, one night, my mom and sister were sleeping next to me. They both fell asleep, but for some reason I couldn't sleep. And it was around 12 o'clock. I felt like someone is moving around. I ignored that, but it felt like some noise is coming from the corner. I ignored that too. But suddenly the curtain in front of me started moving, and I clearly saw a shadow of someone standing there. It made me 100% sure something was wrong. So, I did as my nanny told me. but I was really scared. Mind you, I was just a 13-year-old, and also I had my doubt if it actually worked. So instead of going to the toilet, I just said that in my bed and went to sleep. In a minute or two, there was a complete blackout. It was summertime and the cooler stopped working, so my sister and mother woke up my sister to see the inverter in the storeroom. She said that the switch is turned off, and she turned on the switch and came back in less than 5 minutes. It happened again. And this time, when my sister went to turn on the switch, the light started flickering. My mother said that something really weird happened with her just now. I asked her what. What happened? She said she saw my grandfather in her dream, just now, before she woke up the second time. I asked what she saw. She said nothing, but he just said one thing to her, and then she woke up. I asked her what he said. So she told me her grandfather seemed angry and said, "Anyone who has a problem can leave the house, but this is my house and I'm not going anywhere." I was very scared because everything made sense. Now, I told her what I did. I didn't have any proof, but she believed me. She said her and father also feels the grandfather's presence in the house sometimes. We live in a joint family, and the house exists since the great grandfather's time. So, yeah, that's my real life creepy paranormal incident. Do tell me if something like that has happened to you too. The end. Okay.
Remind me again what the grandma said to say.
Um, she said, if you ever see a ghost in a dream or feel presence of negativity around you, just go to the toilet and say whatever negative energy and wherever it may have come from shall go back 3 times.
Okay, so you say
What?
what ghost you see, or
Yeah, whatever negative. I believe it's you go to the toilet and you say negative energy or ghost, get out. Go back to where
so
you came from.
it would be like the grandfather. You would say, "Grandfather, go away. Grandfather, go away. Grandfather, go away," and then flush the toilet.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, and so instead of doing that,
She stayed in her bed
okay,
and she just said it 3 times and then went to sleep.
okay, so we're not listening to our elders, so that's not good.
Well,
Okay,
whenever you're
No.
young and you're scared out of your mind,
no,
and that you have
I
to
am
leave
more
your bed.
scared about not listening to what my parents or my grandparents said than I am about anything else.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I used to when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
You weren't allowed to have cups in the downstairs room at Mimi's house.
Okay.
Well, when I got older, obviously I knew that I could because I wasn't going to spill it and I wasn't going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Did I ever let her see me carry that down there?
No.
Hell no, because I'm not about to get yelled at.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even get anything while she was still awake. I would wait for her to be asleep. But the problem is she would sleep with her door open,
Mhm.
with the TV on,
Mhm.
loud.
Yeah.
Loud. Sometimes she'd still be awake
Mhm.
at like 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or she would be asleep and then she would have gotten up to go to the bathroom, gone to lay back down, and just didn't go back to sleep yet.
Mhm.
So you had to sneak up and kind of like peer around, and because she had a beeline straight from her room to the stairs.
Yeah.
So you had to peer. Like, is she awake?
Mhm.
What's going on? Then you could sneak in, but you had to be careful because if you were too loud, even though that TV was loud, she'd hear you.
Mhm.
You had to get your ice, and you had to put it back on the right settings. If it wasn't on the right settings, she'd get mad, and then you could sneak back down. I was more afraid of that than I would be any ghost because she's a force to be reckoned with. Boy, howdy.
Yeah, and my grandma.
I would be afraid not to listen to your grandma either.
Yeah, my grandma's a scary woman. She always has been. She's a very scary woman when she is mad. But she's also one of the most spiritual people that I have ever known. So she talks to spirits. She sees these she always has some. She has a bunch of stories throughout her life, and I loved listening to them whenever come
Mhm.
growing up, and then anytime that there was any kind of supernatural thing happen, I'll go talk to grandma about
Yeah.
it. And that was a nice bonding moment. And she would always give advice about what to do with different things.
Mhm.
Um,
So you mean to tell me that if you were given the same advice that this person was given, your grandma said you need to go to the bathroom and say this and do this and then do nothing else and say nothing else, you wouldn't have gotten out of your bed to go do what she said?
I would wholeheartedly go to the. Yeah, I mean, I would be freaked out, but I mean,
That means that, and this is, I don't know, could be good or bad depending on how this person feels. Um, that means at some point you and I had the fear of God put in us by our parents or our grandparents.
hmm.
And so we were like, nah, I'm more afraid if I get my ass whipped if I don't do what she said than I am
Well,
anything else.
me.
But on the reverse side, that person, that just meant that her grandma was lovely.
Hmm.
Not that ours aren't
Ours
any
is-
of that.
yeah.
But she was probably just like a super chill, like just.
See, with me, it would be I would be more of the mindset of, well, grandma told me to do this, so grandma knows better. So
Yeah.
I would do that. It
I'm
wouldn't
also
be.
curious how old this person was.
Well, she said she was 13.
13. Okay.
13.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. So me, I would listen to grandma, not for the fear of grandma, because yes, I was afraid of her. 'Cause,
Was?
I still am.
Okay.
That woman is still a very scary woman. But uh, I knew she knew what she was talking about.
Yeah. And I guess if you don't believe in that, generally, kind of like me.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in that, you're like, oh, really, is it worth it? So at that point, I feel like maybe she just said it as just a way of trying to make her feel better, herself feel
Yeah.
better.
She's
as
like,
she's
I'll
going to
kind of
sleep.
listen. Like, let's see if that works.
And
Yeah.
then, well, if you're going for that, then you should go in the bathroom.
This is true.
But I bet she does it now.
Yeah.
I bet she does it now. But why was Grandpa so mad?
I don't know.
Like,
Well, I think it was because he was in the room, and he was
But
like,
he felt negative, and that's why
Well,
the kid did that,
no,
or
the kid was just scared. She said she heard rustling,
yeah.
and then it looked like it was going through the curtains, and moving the curtains. So
Okay.
maybe Grandpa's spirit was just kind of wandering around, and then there she was trying to banish him from his own house,
And he was like not having it.
and he goes to the mom like, "Go talk to your daughter."
I ain't going anywhere.
No, it's in my house.
I mean,
I like it.
blame the man.
Nope.
I can't blame him.
Mm-mm.
So
That's
Well-
that's a great encounter. Great story.
I like that nobody got hurt. That's nice. I prefer that.
Okay,
But
let's.
here, I'll make you miserable because you didn't follow the rules by turning off all the things.
Mm-hmm.
So next time, just listen.
All right.
No, but I'm glad nobody got hurt. I hate those ones where people get hurt.
Yeah, that
Like-
makes me sad. But also, it's times where when the people get hurt, it's because usually they do something stupid
Most of the time.
most of the time, or they don't listen to the rules. Because everything has rules.
Yeah.
There's a rule for something, for
Yeah.
just about everything, and especially whenever you get to the supernatural and the paranormal, they have rules to it, and
Well-
I find that incredibly interesting.
Well, like you were gonna tell a story, and you started it, and then it wasn't. We've said before we take out things that we
Yeah.
either are too sensitive or we don't tell stories about things that maybe could get inappropriate.
Yeah.
And you were going to tell one, and you'd read a little bit of it, and like part of it was that somebody didn't have a reflection,
Yeah,
and my first thing was vampire.
vampire.
And it's interesting to see that there are so many different rules for different things, because in some stories vampires have images and in some they don't, and
Mhm.
so yeah. And the contents of pretending, which is what I do when I watch these movies and all that jazz, there
Uh-huh.
are rules for
Yeah.
it, you know.
Allegedly.
Whatever.
So, are you ready for the next one?
Was that one your short one or your medium
That
one?
was my short one.
Okay, so now we got the mediana.
Yes. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
Okay. So this next story is so this next story I'm really excited to read this story in particular because this is the first story from a group of writers. So I recently got in contact with um, a group of horror story writers.
Okay.
They have their own website. Check it out. Definitely, it's got a bunch of incredibly uh, creepy stories, and the website is thebutcheredwriters.com. And so this is their Reddit page as well. It's the Butcher Writers, Butchered Writers, and it's
We'll have the link in the episode description.
yes, and it's just a bunch of writers that come together and they submit their own stuff. They have books that you can purchase. It's all I've read several of their stories, and I have permission from some of the writers, and I'm very excited for it.
Great.
So hopefully I do well here, and then more writers will let me tell their stories.
Is this, and do we know which particular writer this was?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
He was the one that was answering my Reddit messages. And he's like, "Yeah, you can use my stories." And then he didn't give me his name. I didn't ask. I messed up there. Didn't ask, but I will find his story and then I will update that later.
Okay.
So this story is titled "The Realtor."
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
And again, it's by the group The Butchered Writers. I couldn't believe it. The record for total sales for a year was within my grasp. I could see it now. All of the members of the realtor board smiling and shaking my hand, cursing me jealously with obscenities while my back was turned. Yep, this realtor was playing with the big boys. Of course, I tirelessly covered a span of 5 counties, and after my third showing of the day, I needed a bit of a break. My latest lead came in last night via voicemail. The location she gave was all the way across 3 of the counties, so I thought a nice, relaxing drive would help restore my energy and renew my focus on the big prize. I put the address in the GPS on my phone and listened to the voicemail again during the long drive. Hello, my name is Catherine Isabel Landon. I would like to sell my home, and I hear you are the best man for the job. I'll be home forever, so come by whenever you'd like. The address is 217 Chelmsford Road. Forever? I wondered if it was sarcasm. What did that mean? While I thought that was an odd choice of words, I was quite intrigued by the way she sounded. She spoke with a lower tone than most women, and I found it to be soothing and mysterious. After driving for about an hour, I pulled over and zoomed in on my GPS to get a better look at where the house was. Apparently, the satellite photos hadn't been updated because there was no house at the address she gave in the voicemail. The only thing on the map around the location was woods. I drove further until I noticed a mailbox alongside an old dirt road. It was an old gray, tin-looking thing sitting on a makeshift wood post. There was no flag for outgoing mail, and the letters KIL looked to have been painted in white many years ago. That has to be it, I told myself, not seeing any other signs of life in the area. I drove down the dirt road for another 10 minutes. Deeper into the woods, about 5 miles in, I pulled up on a deer just off the side of the road, being picked apart by vultures.
Ew.
An ominous sign, I thought, beginning to wonder if it was even worth it to continue my search for the house. Eyes on the prize. That record will be mine. I pumped myself up again. There was no way I was going to let this house slip through my fingers. Through the woods, I started to see a large white house. The dirt road widened and the woods opened around a 2-story farmhouse. Whoa, I muttered, not expecting to see a house this large out in the middle of nowhere. I parked to the side of the house where the dirt road ended and hopped out of the car. Looking around, there was no other vehicles anywhere. I wonder if anyone's home, I said as I walked to the front of the house. The front door loudly creaked as it opened ever so slightly. Are you the realtor? It was the voice from the voicemail. Unmistakable. Low, smooth, and soothing. Yes, ma'am, I am, I said, slipping into my realtor seller persona. She opened the door and waved her hand, inviting me inside.
No.
She had long, wild brown hair that hung down to her lower back. I tried to make eye contact, but she kept her head angled just enough that her hair drooped down over her eyes. Her face was pale white, a porcelain smooth texture. The dress she wore looked like an old relic, very plain and long enough to cover her feet. She had a very nice figure that stole my full attention, as if I had been placed in a trance. When she walked away, the trance broke and my focus returned to business. Come in, won't you? Take a look around the house while I put on some tea. Thank you. This is a beautiful home, Mrs. Landon. I strolled around the living room and into a study area. The house had Victorian-style decor and beautiful ornate details. I worked my way back to the kitchen where I saw her standing in front of the stove. It's Miss Landon, and I have been in this house for generations. You've been in this house for generations? What does that mean? This house has been in my family for generations. I'm terribly sorry. Sometimes I get my words mixed up.
Yeah, right.
My axe is not as sharp as it once was. Ha! You do get your words mixed up. I think you meant to say your mind is not as sharp as it once was. No. I meant what I said.
Yeah, leave now.
She reached around behind her dress and raised an axe to her nose. Lifting her head up slowly, I could see where her eyes were supposed to be. There were only deep, dark holes. Blood began streaming from the empty sockets, racing down her porcelain cheeks and pouring onto the floor. Her dress became soaked through with blood from underneath, and a brown layer of dirt settled across the now tattered cloth. She started towards me, gliding rather than stepping, like a figure skater moving across the ice. Miss Landon? What are you doing? I said, slowly backing away. She raised the axe directly above her head and swung it straight down. I crossed my arms in front of my face and braced for impact. The blade struck both of my arms at the same time. Luckily, she was right. Her axe wasn't as sharp as it used to be. The blow should have cut through my arms, but instead it was dull enough to deal blunt force. I jumped to my feet and ran for the door, still open from when I came inside. Arms throbbing, I made it to the car and began to drive in reverse down the long dirt road. I kept my eyes forward to see if Miss Landon was coming after me and noticed the entire house disappeared into thin air as I backed away.
Ooh.
I stopped the car.
No, don't do that.
Dumbfounded, I sat for a moment, wondering if I was losing my sanity.
Right.
The throbbing in my arms begged me to flee. But I had to know if what I witnessed was real. Besides, who would believe me?
Who cares?
I grabbed my phone and turned the video setting on, ready to record. I put the car in drive and slowly inched back up the dirt road. The house appeared again. And out of thin air, mid-swing, so did Miss Landon.
Yeah, see, told you.
Crack! She brought the axe down directly into the hood of my car just before I could put it in reverse. But that was proof enough that my sanity was still intact. Startled, I dropped my phone before recording any of this wild paranormal activity. This time, I floored the gas pedal and drove in reverse for a couple of miles before turning the car around and speeding back to the main road. After driving nonstop back to the realty office, I stepped out of the car. The axe was still buried deep in the hood of my vehicle. My coworkers noticed it and immediately came outside. Don't worry, guys. The record for sales in a year is safe. I'm done selling houses for a while. The end. Woo! Woo.
This incessant need to prove you're not crazy. You were almost brutally murdered by an eyeless, crazy lady with an axe.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to go back so you can get proof?
Yeah.
No.
I would.
No!
I would.
No!
I was like, no one's going to believe this. Just a little bit forward, because there has to be something there for a reason why.
You don't have to tell anybody. Here's what you can say. You can say you went out to the address that was given. There wasn't a house there. Somebody was just pulling your leg.
Find your least liked coworker.
I think that would fall under murder.
Who knows? It's paranormal.
Like,
Would it? He just disappeared.
no.
Come on. Nobody really liked Carl.
We love Carl.
I'm just kidding. We love Carl. That was just the first name that came to my head.
Wow, poor Carl.
I know. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, this incessant need to prove that you're not crazy.
Crazy.
That's as soon as somebody does not look you in the eyes, that's when I'm like, this person might be crazy. I should leave.
Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit.
And the way she's dressed, she sounds a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, but it is a farmhouse, so that's semi-appropriate.
I guess I was picturing like a very plain sort of
Dress.
yeah, not like more like a I guess kind of like a shift.
Okay. I was thinking more of like a gown.
I don't know. He described it as plain. So, but then when he was like Victorian era, I said, "Oh, well, that house has been there a while, so maybe." And she's definitely been in it forever.
Mm-hmm.
So she just lures people there to chop their heads off, or what?
Apparently so.
Why? Clearly, it's not for their eyeballs.
Ugh, jeepers creepers.
Oh, like that's interesting that it disappeared when you got past a certain point.
Yeah, it's like a little barrier.
And then, like, she can see you, though, clearly, because she knew your ass was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was ready with that axe.
Mm-hmm. That would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Just
all of a sudden popped out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. I personally thought at that moment that she would have hit something important that made the vehicle unable to move. I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna have to get out and make a run for it.
Yeah, not a fan. That story, I really like that story.
Stop trying to prove that you aren't crazy. Just let people think you're crazy, or tell no one, except maybe a therapist, because you need one of those.
You're gonna need to talk to somebody.
But somebody who can't tell your secrets.
Yeah, that's legally obligated to not tell your secrets.
Either that, or you find a priest, and then maybe have the priest go with you, and then he can expel the demon.
Okay. All right, little exorcism going on.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's bless the land.
And you're no, he can't tell anybody. So
this is true.
Confession, it's protected, so you should be fine. You'll be okay.
What if could you ask a priest to bless the land?
I would imagine so. There are people who, before they sell their homes, they'll go into each room and they'll pray. They'll have a priest go in and do that. And then when they're coming in to buy a home, they'll pray in each room, or they'll have their priest come and pray in each room. And sometimes I know that they will, they'll mark the doors with holy water and the windows with holy water. And
yeah, like that one story.
Yeah, but this one they don't have to do because John's an idiot. That's right. I remember you.
That's funny. Yeah, that was a good story.
Yeah, I think you should be able to bless the land.
I would hope so.
I mean, we saw a movie last night where he was blessing a horse, so. Can't You Bless the Land?
Solo Mio. That's a good movie.
That was good. Kevin
That's
James.
Kevin James. If you haven't seen that, it's a good romantic comedy.
And
Was it a romantic comedy?
I would say it was a kind of a rom-com, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a rom-com.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Because I mean, you have Kim Coates in it, so he's hilarious.
Yes.
So
Tiggs.
Yeah.
Tiggs.
Yeah. And then he's blessing the horse, and it was funny because I saw him blessing the horse, and I just kind of looked at you like, "What?" And you just point back towards the screen.
Yeah. Anytime you have a question about something, Catholicism or airplanes,
I look at you.
You look at me, and I'll either nod or shake my head, or just tell her to face forward.
Yeah. Yep. He does that. He looks at me when I'm crying in movies, and I'm just like, you need to look ahead. This is not. You don't need to know why I'm crying right now. Okay, just don't look at me. I'm already embarrassed. Shut up. No, but that was good. Both those stories were good.
Yeah, I really like.
I'm glad everybody lived at the end.
Yes, I. That was kind of the theme.
Except the deer. Poor deer.
Yeah, poor deer. But that was my theme. Was no deaths.
No, I love that. I prefer when people don't die. It's much better.
Next story, everybody dies.
Oh yeah?
No.
Is it going to be the coyotes that do it? I guess coyotes live in our state after all. I'm never letting it go. Mr. Teeth. I hiss at you.
I've been reading more of his stories. I got some coming down the pipe.
Oh dear.
Okay.
He's a good writer.
Yeah, he's a really great writer.
I hope that nobody takes offense to my responses, because I don't think that you're a poor writer. Don't think that.
Yeah.
So when I say, on this story that you told for last week about the guy coming through the window.
Yeah.
Not poorly written at all. I question the choices of people in the stories like I would in any movie that I'm watching.
Yeah.
I like to use Scream as an example because she says, the big boob blonde girl's running up the stairs instead of out the door. And then she runs up the stairs instead of out the door. And you go, you're an idiot. Why would you do that? So I look at this all as how I would have handled a situation. And yes, I know I'm not that character, or you. Just don't take offense to it, please, because I don't mean it that way. I really don't.
No, we don't. We just we get very invested into stories, and we like to.
I also take things a little literal sometimes, because then I look at the things of well, he didn't tell his mom. He didn't tell the police. If he gets caught, he's going to prison. I take this to down the line so far stuff that it's this is not real. Just calm down.
Sure, it's not. We get just so invested in it. We don't anything that we say, it's not, to the writer, unless it's Cowboy Baby, where you're still not happy.
After all.
You're still not happy. Don't worry, there is a lot of redemption coming for him. Great stories.
But he didn't take offense.
He didn't take offense at all.
No, which I appreciate.
Yeah. And we've gone after, a couple of these stories, and gone after the characters.
Cam.
And yes, and I think it was that story in particular where I was like, hey, I even said we were a little rough with it, but we had a visceral reaction to the characters, and the writer was
why? What? Because that Bambino didn't pay attention to her dog, and the dog got killed, and I'm a little mad.
Yeah, you're a very big dog lover.
Yes.
And
touch my dog.
And that writer was like, no, that's a great response to. That means that the story actually connected, and that's something that I want people to know, is that we're not here to read your story and then just
be asshats.
Be asshats about it, but we want to. No matter what, if you 100% don't believe,
I don't, and I need people, when people listen to us, I wish they understood that I don't believe. This is not a gimmick that we have. This is not a joke. In all reality, I truly 100% do not believe in any of this, and I find a logical thing for it. Or it's just so, to me, I hear something and it's so outlandish to me.
Yeah.
That I'm like, what the? No. But also, I have very little filter.
Yes.
And I say things, it's kind of like our 14-year-old. I asked somebody the other day about him joining a group, and I was like, how's the modesty issue? I was like, I've got a 14-year-old who doesn't really have a filter. And if somebody is dressed not appropriately, he's going to just say it.
He's going to say it, or he's going to say it with his face. Because that dude is expressionate with his face.
And he doesn't mean it offensively. He just...
It's so funny.
To him, the common sense is XYZ. And if you're not doing XYZ, he doesn't know how to not express that.
His eyebrows and his eyes are super expressive.
Yes, and he started doing things with his lips where his mouth will show something, and he gets this sour face like real quick. And so I told somebody the other day, I'm like, he's just going to do that.
Yeah.
And that's me. I'm just very... And then afterwards, a lot of the time, Adrian will tell me, he's like, hey, you were kind of a bitch. Calm down. And so, and I've chilled out since our first few episodes.
Yes, you have.
And so, but I don't want anybody to like think I'm shitting all over it just to be an ass. I don't believe in it. So I try to dismantle it to where it makes sense on a logical, non-supernatural front.
Yeah. And I'm just here to enjoy the stories.
Yeah, he believes in this. He does.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I don't at all.
Because it's real.
Yeah. But see, we both know that if we go too hard at like me just full on not believing it and just dismantling it, and then him trying to reassemble it, we will actually get into a fight. And so we have to stop at some points to chill out so that we don't get into
There's times where we've paused the recording, and then we continue the conversation off air.
Yes, because I'm usually getting heated.
Yeah, and you're getting really heated. And then finally I start raising my voice, you start raising your voice, and then
the dog gets scared, and then
we're now yelling at each other because of these stories, and it's so much fun.
Yeah. So I just hope nobody takes offense to it, because I mean, I like the writing. To me, it's all fake. So it's like, you guys have some really imaginative things.
Yeah, some of those stories were mine.
Yeah,
some of those encounters were mine.
And and I did the same thing to you that I do to anybody.
You did.
You didn't call me an asshat.
I did, but it was later.
That's okay. It's not the worst thing you've called me. Yeah. I wonder if you can remember what the worst thing is that you've called me.
It's probably a couple things.
Just one in particular.
Yeah, probably.
And anyway, so like we had one Miss Mariah.
Oh,
she was one of the first stories that we ever told.
Yes.
And,
she's the one in the old folks home.
Yeah.
The retirement center.
Yes. And so,
wonderful human being. You're still top drawer.
Yeah. I thought I was, a little rough. And so I had you say, hey,
yeah, reach out.
Reach out. Just please let her know that I didn't mean to do that. Because at the time, you were just getting we were just getting started.
Yeah.
And so,
didn't want to piss anybody off.
Yeah.
So I was still trying to find out where our levels should be.
And so he sent her a message, and she was like, no.
You're good.
She's like, I understand she doesn't believe. She didn't offend me or anything. I'm open to that kind of thing, especially from people who don't believe.
Yeah.
And so...
I love our show.
I also feel like maybe some people think that, oh man, my story's going to be the one that makes her believe. And then when I don't, they're like, oh, dang it. Then they get mad.
Send those in. Send them in.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't, we just want to have fun with it. But 100%, this is not a gimmick. I don't believe in it at all.
And this is not a gimmick. I 100% believe in it.
Yeah. And we quite frequently wondered why we're married.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. Now, what I was trying to say earlier was one of the things you do is that you were talking about Scream, and they did the complete. There's a horror movie out there. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a guy. I believe he gets kidnapped, or he kind of gets in, like he accidentally falls into a trap, and where it's a group of people, and they have all of these things that they want to do to him. They're
rude.
Yeah. But he has such extensive knowledge of horror movies and stuff that happens kind of like that scenario that he ends up turning it against them. And it's
that's what's up.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that movie. I got to remember what it's called. But anyhow.
But yeah, also I look at things like my whole childhood. My dad asked me once, he goes, when you're driving, how many moves ahead do you think?
Yeah.
When you're changing lanes, when you're doing this. And so, I mean, my whole life has been strategic planning. You plan every step. You figure out what's going to happen here. When I say that I would have my parents tie my hands behind my back so that I could see if I could get out of it, not kidding.
Yeah, you had I've said it once, I've said it a million times. You had a very weird childhood.
I know. I loved it. It was great.
Now me, I pretty much fly by the seat of my pants.
Yes, you do, and it drives me bananas.
It's so great. How are we married?
I don't know. Oh, did you see that thing I sent you on Facebook?
Which one?
It was this it was basically just a video of this guy who's looking at a table, sitting at a table with his wife, and she had the words up there saying that she knows that her husband wouldn't cheat on her because she'd have to plan it and iron his clothes for him.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
I was like, that would be my husband. I'd have to remind him, hey, you got to go do this because he's not going to remember.
Hey, you have the affair at 3:00.
Yeah, that's how I know. Like, he is. But it's funny because you are not that way at work. At work, you are super detailed, super like, this is where everything is. You know where your tools are. You know what you got to do.
If anybody at work is listening, don't comment.
But see, like you know, somebody calls you.
Yeah.
And that happened a lot, especially in January. Hey, we don't know where this part is, and you're like, oh, it's on this rack, on this level, blah blah blah, this far, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Like, so you know where all that stuff is, and then as soon as you get home, you turn that freaking part of your brain off, and you're like, I'm done. I'm checked out.
Done. Brain stop braining.
Yeah, like he just. And my brain does not do that. So I'm like very strategic. So when somebody says that somebody's coming through their window, I'm like, light on, knife, hand, scream, stab. Like that's.
Yeah. Well, and that's, he did everything except scream.
And that's important because you need to draw more people around.
Okay. All right. Well, this is fun.
You know. But yeah, hopefully people are having fun because we're on, what is this, like episode 32?
32.
Woohoo!
Very nice.
So, and and it really kind of pisses me off that since we had the person who got pissed off because we didn't react however they wanted to their story. I feel like we've kind of shifted it to try to be a little nicer, and that kind of pisses me off.
That we're nicer?
Well, no, that we changed who we are because somebody got butthurt.
Yeah, but still not by much.
I hope not. I feel like you try to get me to be a little nicer.
Just a little bit, but again, not by much.
I'm an ass all the time. Like, I'm just
like I mean, whenever I edit this show, I don't edit our conversations really. Maybe you go on a rant about something, and then I might like tone it down just a little bit.
My Star Wars rant.
Yeah, your Star Wars rant. Yeah, that was a 5-minute long Star Wars rant, by the way.
Listen, I was mad,
and I think I turned it to about a minute and a half.
That's fine.
Okay, well,
I'm going to go on a rant for a second right now.
Oh, dear.
Yep, you got me started. I told you, I had iced coffee. What did you expect?
We got to get out of here.
We don't. We have 5 minutes.
What?
So, I use chat a lot.
Chat?
Chat.
Like,
LMNOP.
What? You got to be more specific.
The chat bot.
The chat bot. Oh, Chat GPT?
Yeah, that thing.
Okay. Yeah,
XYZ.
you're weird.
So, I use that
Skynet.
a lot. And
she's gonna get us all killed. By the way,
I'm not.
She was arguing.
No, that's what I'm about to tell. Let's tell that story.
Okay.
So we are going to Arizona this weekend, and I want to make cinnamon rolls for Sunday morning. Well, my great aunt and my grandma, and my mom are early risers, so they get up super early, and my grandma, doesn't eat past a certain time.
Yeah.
So mom's like, if you're gonna make them, you either have to make them the night before and finish them in the morning, or you're going to have to make them in the morning and get up before them.
Hey, hold on. Pause.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Haunted Oven.
Oh, dear heavens. Okay, so I wanted to do a trial run of these cinnamon rolls.
Uh-huh.
And I put the recipe into chat, and I said, hey, I need to make this so that I can make these the night before, refrigerate them, and then, how do I do that? What's the process? And so chat gave me the process. It said you do everything up to the second rise, and then you cover them with plastic wrap, and then you put them in the fridge. Make sure they're completely covered so they don't dry out. And then they will slow rise in the fridge. And I was like, okay, I mean...
Kind of makes sense.
Makes sense because it specifically said slow rise.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that makes sense because it's not going to be as warm, so it will rise a hell of a lot slower.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Then it says as soon as you take them out, you preheat the oven, set them on the counter, and then just put them in the oven. Or you can put them in the oven immediately after the oven's preheated.
Mm-hmm.
Taking them out of the fridge, pop them in, you're good to go. And I was like, really?
That doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right. So I asked chat again. I said, are you sure this is how you do this? That doesn't make sense. And chat confirmed. Yeah, you're good. It's like, okay. So I made them, put them in the fridge. The next morning, I get them out. There's no rise at all. I was like, fuck, I knew it. So I'm mad. So then I'm like talking to chat, and chat goes, oh, no, there won't be any rise at all. I was like, you said there would be a slow rise so that they should be.
Per our previous conversation.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and then you wanted me to just pop these in the oven? I'm like, you have to have a second proof.
So you're yelling at
chat. Like, I'm telling chat, you have to have a second proof. If you don't, this is how it will taste. This is what it will look like. How do you not know this? You have to let this use, and you can't just pop it into the oven. I'm telling chat all of this. This is the part where Adrian's mad about it. Because then chat was like, oh, no, that was my bad on my fault. And I asked chat, I was like, gaslight much? And because chat kept saying, no, I didn't say that. I'm like, motherflower, yes, you did. Here it is. And then chat was like, oh, you're right. I did say that. I'm so sorry. And because it took a freaking longer time than it should have. And then when they were finally done and we were eating them, I was like, these aren't as sweet as they should be. And so I was like, chat, this happened because of the slow second rise, isn't it? No, it doesn't, because the yeast eats the sugar, but you already didn't have a lot of sugar, so it was the filling. You didn't have enough filling. I was like, BS, I put 3 times the filling in there than the recipe called for. Oh, well then, yeah, it was the second rise. Like, yeah, I know, because it took hours to get it back to room temperature and then get it to the temp that it needed to be at in the proofing drawer, my oven.
So you're cursing at chat.
I am. And then chat gave me the wrong instructions on making shortbread cookies. And I asked chat, I said, should these be in the fridge? And chat goes, no. And I was like, that doesn't seem right, because shortbread cookies are made with a high fat content. And chat was like, no, you're fine. And then chat was wrong. And I yelled at chat again. And Adrian's like, you can't yell at Skynet. You're going to get us killed. And I was like, chat can get over it, because chat was being stupid. So that was my rant. And then he told me today he was happy we patched things up a little bit, because I yelled at him and told him, don't you ever tell me a high-fat content doesn't need to be cold.
Yeah, we're all going to die. And it's thanks to my wife for yelling at ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Which is also known as Skynet.
Yeah. So.
Thanks for sitting through that.
Over.
Thanks for sitting through that.
I was just so mad.
Okay.
So mad.
All right.
That's my week, though. But that was my week.
You ready to get out of here?
I mean, I've got some cookies in the fridge, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Chat finally got on board.
Okay. All right. Well, before we get out of here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug the other podcast that I'm on.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So, hey, everybody, please join me and my good buddy Connor on the Chills and Thrills podcast on all major platforms. It is a podcast where we talk about movies, because we're both big, huge movie fans. And we've talked about Nightmare on Elm Street, Predator. Now we're on the Alien franchise. Super big fan here. And we go into some behind the scenes stuff, the makings, our favorites category, and we just all in all have a good time chatting about this stuff. So yeah, please join us there. Chills and Thrills.
Yeah, like and subscribe on him. He is on Facebook as well, and,
yes,
and Instagram.
Yes, Facebook and Instagram, Chills and Thrills.
Is he on YouTube?
Yeah, I think
he's on YouTube. I have to find the coffee mug.
Yeah.
I think it is
and
YouTube.
Hey, you want to know who else is on Facebook and Instagram?
Me.
You.
No, you.
Us.
Us. What?
Yes.
Can you find us at the Make Me Believe podcast on Instagram and Snapchat? Yeah, we don't have Snapchat. And Facebook?
Yes, you are absolutely correct. Just search up the Make Me Believe podcast, and you'll find us there. Try to get better at posting.
You can also find us on all streaming platforms, including Audible.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are on YouTube. As of this recording, all episodes have been uploaded. And if that's where you like to listen, that's where you can find us.
Mm-hmm.
But like and subscribe and comment and do all the fun things and share and have a blast with us.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us this week. Before we get out of here, though, Kaylyn, I have a question for you.
Yes. else, Adrian?
Do you believe?
No. Not even a little bit. Maybe next time.
Lion ass. All right, cool. All right, thanks for joining us. Bye, everybody.
Bye.